see you again. It's been a while since I posted an update or made a video to talk about some things that I've been diving in and doing some research on to share with you guys. I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about the pineal gland. It's a pea-sized gland in the center of your brain, like right behind the third ventricle. But you could look at it with these two eyes, and it's right in this area, but in. And anyways, if you're my age or maybe a little bit older, it's probably fair to say that your pineal gland does not work because it has been calcified by the lack of iodine and the added fluoride into your diet. And I believe it was 1964-ish, and then that's when fluoride was introduced into our diet, and then shortly after that, the iodine was banned from coming into the United States. So the only iodine you get in your diet would be from iodized salt or possibly from some fish that you may eat. But those two things basically hinder or calcify, among other things, such as calcium pills, or if you might be taking those, or there's several things, but the two things I want to talk about is fluoride and the lack of iodine. But those things calcify your pineal gland and make it not work. It still kind of works in a way where it's not detectable and the doctors don't know anything about it. I mean, unless you have a cyst on it or growth of some sort, or cancer of the pineal gland. There's all kinds of stuff. But the calcification of the pineal gland would generally just stop it in its tracks, like dead in time, just like a runner, just boom, stop. He's like, ah. So it doesn't really affect much, and you wouldn't notice anything because it happens over many, many years. But let's talk about what the pineal gland is responsible for. Scientists will say, and so will anything you wiki or research, it's responsible for your sleep patterns, dream state, and but if you dig deeper, you'll find out that also it's there's a lot of unknowns, and I think there's a reason for that. Not that they don't know, it's what they do not want to tell you. And don't think I'm being a conspiracy theorist. If you do, then just all I ask is that you just research everything that I ask and try to prove me wrong. That's all I ask. Don't label me as anything, but just somebody trying to help you and humanity as a whole. But, we see people with psychic powers, quote unquote, this some sort of intelligence that some people may call, witchcraft or whatever. But if you do the research on the gifts, hold on, let me back up. Some people with certain gifts, or like gifts of the Holy Spirit, they have been called. They've been called other things, magic, this, that, and the other, but they're not that, and none of that. Just think if your pineal gland was never calcified. For instance, if your mother was drinking fluoride and she was breastfeeding, then you automatically, you was born with a calcified pineal gland. If your mother bought milk off of the shelf at the store and mixed it with tap water, and you was born after 1964, then you don't even know what your pineal gland can do. You've never used it. You've never had it. It's been standing still in time in your little brain, your little dogmatic brain. I mean, I'm not being mean, but it's true. I mean, that's one thing. It makes us react, or it makes us act dogmatic and submissive, and just happy to pay taxes on taxes. And we pay in our Social Security our whole life, after working our asses off for that money, and we're happy for them to take it. But then you know, I don't know. I don't want to get on a political debate, but I'm really passionate about this, and just all I ask is you question your beliefs always. You know me, and another thing is to do the research on your pineal gland and what it means to you, and what it's why God gave it to you, why somebody chose to take it away from you, like the government. But you know, fluoride is poison. I mean, look it up. Hitler was the first person to introduce fluoride into people's diets to keep his troops submissive, and among other things, Hitler was an evil man. But if you just ask, you know, what would large amounts of fluoride in my diet do to me? You just Google that. Plug that in Google. Plug in Google. What is the benefits of decalcifying my pineal gland? And then hopefully that'll start a domino effect or a snowball roll of research for you to help you dive deeper and to learn more about your pineal gland, or as often called the third eye. Yes, it does have a retina. It is sensitive to light, among other things. When I was decalcifying my pineal gland, I would meditate using certain frequencies, and I would close my eyes, and I would look to this portion of the head, and you can't actually see out of it, but you see from within, like intuition and foreknowledge. Almost like psychic powers. And I truly believe, without a doubt, that everybody has these certain powers that some people say they have. Oh, I'm psychic, I'm clairvoyant, I'm this, I'm that. No, we're all born with those, but they are taken away from us as we get older or from birth. I am a twin, a fraternal twin, so the reason I believe that mine is a little bit more, it was easier for me to decalcify mine, and is because I only got 50% of the junk DNA, or whatever you want to call it. So from what I understand, me being a fraternal twin, there's one egg and it's split into two. So if it was one egg and it comes out the womb as one person, then they have 100% of what I call the junk DNA. And people laugh when I say that, but it really has a lot of meaning. And you should probably research that if you did that. So in other words, my twin sister Tia, I love her to death. She's fucking amazing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but she got only 50% and I only got 50%. So that means our junk DNA was watered down from the get-go. So that way we was a little bit more sensitive to things, a lot of things actually. I mean, we've been known to have some ESP, mental telepathy. I currently do some mental telepathy with my youngest son, Caden. That's very simple. We all have that gift. It's very simple to do. It just takes time and focus and no distractions. Once again, I'll point out the fact that most of you who think you are meditating, you are not. You are just sitting still for a long time. And if you do need help with meditation and you really want to meditate, you can download the Sign app on the Google Play Store and go from there. And if you need any help, you can always reach out to me and I will help you. There's nothing more than I want you to have the way of life that I have, not necessarily the way of life or my home situation and stuff like that. I don't expect any of you to do that, and but that's what I choose to do, and that's what I want, and that's what I will do, and that's my lifestyle. But no, just because you decalcify your third eye doesn't make you want to go sell all your possessions and go live on the streets like me. But anyways, I said all that to say this. Once again, just always question your beliefs and research. And we have the world at our fingertips. You're more than likely sitting at a keyboard right now listening to this video. And I encourage you to just type in a few things. Just type in the pineal gland. That's it. And go from there. Type in isochronic, ISOCHRONICTONES, tones, and entrainment, not entertainment, but entrainment, ENTRAINMENT. Those can help you meditate very easily. Just you can download an app and listen to them, and they can do lots of other things like help you reach different levels of consciousness. In my opinion, there's 7 different levels of consciousness, and I know I'm very familiar with all 7 of them. If you read about them, there's some say there's only 4, some say there's only 5, but I can actively point out each one and visit each level of consciousness, and they're all for a different reason, or for doing certain things. The last one being deep sleep, which that's for another day. Anyway, excuse me. Get a small cough, but as always, I love you guys, and question your beliefs, and if you need anything, holler, and hope all is well. Sorry, I took a hiatus from these videos, and if you all was here, I'd give you all a big group hug and just embrace it, because I love you. Bye.